Hello everybody, my name is Dizzy and welcome back one and all to some more The Hunter Call of the Wild. We are heading off to Germany, as we have been for quite some considerable time now. We took a brief detour and holiday to Australia, but we're back and we are pretty close to finishing out the various missions and quests. The game has also literally just crashed as I tried to tab into it, so that's fine. That's totally fine. We'll pretend that didn't happen. It's okay. Hopefully it should be appearing on your screens momentarily as it starts back up. Technical difficulties. Hey, there we go. Okay. Hopefully you can all hear it as well, wonderfully. I know we had some interesting crackly Dalek noises on Monday, but I am assured they're gone. It's good to be back. It's been a rainy day here so far in the old U of K. It doesn't currently look like it's raining, but I'm sure there is more rain to come. But that's good. You know me, I like the rain. I like having some sort of chill pitter-patter on my windows outside as I play. It is hellishly dark in game. Let's fire up my torch. So we have some nighttime quests that we are desperately working our way through. We've got to do 3 red deer downed while prone at night in this area. And ideally we also have a wounded bison that we'd like to get tonight. Now, I very quickly need to sort out my kit. My kit should be mostly ready from the last play session, but I need to make sure I have enough ammo for my different things. So I need more air rifle pellets, and I need more 420 tracer arrows. But I'm hoping we can sort of get straight off after that. Because we're racing against the clock a little bit. It's 1:25 AM in game. We have until about 5 o'clock for it to still count as night. But more importantly, we have an area that we know is a red deer spot. The deer will be at right now. It's over here. I don't think we know of any others. Oh, we know of one over here, actually. What way is the wind blowing? The wind is currently blowing due east, so that one is probably a better shout. Okay, so we're going to fast travel over to this tent and see if we can blast some deer from this hideaway. Now, because we have to shoot them while prone, we are quite limited in terms of what we can actually do to get them, because we don't have the perk for firing a bow while prone. So we have to shoot them with our actual proper gun. And that's a problem because our proper gun, if you look down the bottom right, has a magazine capacity of 1. Which means we are very unlikely to be able to shoot 2 from the same herd. So we need to be sort of speedy and efficient, because we might need to grab these boys and then go somewhere else and grab another set of boys. Now, on our side is the fact that I believe we have some red deer zones somewhere that will be active after this one's finished. Possibly. Also possibly not. Maybe not. Okay. We know that they will be resting after this. I guess we just don't know where they will be resting. Okay. Oh yeah, look, there's one. So we know that once this zone is finished, this place here will be a place that we need to head. And we can potentially get 2 tries out of that, because that's a 3-hour zone. If we sort of head there right for the start, we head there sort of for the end. We might have 2 pops at that. We only got 1 go at this zone. And let me tell you, trying to get the deer while prone last stream was already a massive faff. We were just like on a hill. We were surrounded by red deer, and we couldn't get a bead on any of them, and they were continually hearing us and smelling us from beyond our sight line and running away and coming back while we desperately sort of struggled to try and get up a hill without making any noise, and it was just a bit disastrous.
I saw some tracks in that area earlier this morning. Hold on, I'll send the coordinates.
I'm going to take a brief detour via this ground blind, just because I know the ground blind is set up in a place that has some moderately good sight lines. I don't think it'll be in range of the rest zone, but because the rest zone, animals will rest within about 100 meters of that. So it is entirely possible that we'll be able to see them if they're on the very near edge from this ground blind, and that would be ideal. So even though it's not likely, I think it's worth taking the few minutes extra to go here. Anyway, just in case. Now, there's no actual guarantee that there will be animals at that spot, which is one of the things I sort of don't like so much about the need zone system, is they're more like guidelines than actual rules for where the animals will come to rest. I'm assuming they're very unlikely to be resting on the road. It's worth a look anyway, just in case. Because this is the place that has the best view. So yeah, we're gonna head up here. We're about 100 and a bit meters away. So if they're 100 meters away in this direction, there's an outside possibility that we'll be able to see them. Not expecting anything, but it's worth a look. Yeah, of course, from the ground blind, we can't shoot them while prone. But it'll be a good place to sort of look out for them where they can't easily see us from. If we can get a bead on them from here, it would be great. Now we can see pretty much to the middle of that zone from here. And I'm not seeing anything that looks like a resting deer, which doesn't bode well for our chances here. Yeah, we're 0 to 150 meters. Oh, well, we need to be moving more stealthily than that. Okay, I hear footsteps. Okay, a red deer, amazing. Nope, I need to be lying down. Okay, I need to be a bit closer. But extra quick. Luckily, they don't need to be males or anything. They just need to be red deer, so we can take the females. That looks like a fairly good blood splat. I'm thinking that will have been a good shot. That will take one down. That's excellent news. We can hear there's a little panicky roe deer over there who's upset because we fired a very loud gun in the middle of the night. That's to be expected. Looks like this is a moderately well-used rest zone. There's at least 2 animals here because we've got the one we spotted and one that we haven't. That's good news. We want to not go too fast while we're pursuing this creature. Just because... Where did you go? You went this way, okay. Yeah, just because it's entirely possible that its friends might still be around whichever way it's gone. And / or, if we're exceptionally lucky, they might be coming back towards where we're at now. Okay, what's this? Oh, okay, that was a non-vital hit. I guess the deer must have been actually facing away from us. We don't know where it's gone from here, which isn't ideal. Okay, that was a purple track. Somewhere over here. Yes, okay, that's blood. Marvelous. Have a look up, because we actually got a decent amount of sort of sightline up into the trees. I've completely lost where that blood splat was. I was going towards... No, seriously, where is it? Is it here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, finding tracks at night can be pretty challenging. Yeah, so long as we stay kind of low and quiet, there's a chance that the other deer will come back to us. We can check this and we can see there is a splodge of purple here, which means we did successfully kill the red deer. That purple is hunting pressure. That's... The mechanic doesn't work exactly how I'd choose the mechanic to work, but it does work in a way that is more helpful than the way I would have made it work. In the purple splodge only appears if the animal you shoot dies. So if you see that purple splodge, it's a guarantee that you have successfully killed whatever it is you shot at. My little tablet there is very helpful for telling me which way I need to go based on the last track that I found. I thought I heard footsteps, but I did not. I'm a little bit snuffed and sneaky, so I might also be jumping on and off mute a bit as we go. Because of all the things that people can be allergic to, my body didn't choose nuts or cats, it just sort of chose existence. And dust and pollen and the normal things, the unavoidable things that permeate our atmosphere and day-to-day existence. Yeah, I'm slightly disappointed I didn't manage to get it in the vital. I'm guessing that while I thought it was face on to me, it was in fact facing away from me. That can be quite difficult to distinguish based on just the silhouettes from your spot. So it's not tremendously surprising, but the Canning Magnum is a big gun. Oh, the Canning Magnum is probably too big of a gun, actually, isn't it? Oh, it's not the Canning Magnum, it's the Regent Magnum. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that does class as 4 to 9, so that's perfectly fine for red deer. Gotta watch out. Ooh, the game's running a bit slow. That's probably fine. We've got another rest zone up here from someone. I can't see anybody here. But we will want to check it out in just a sec. It's very important when you check these things out to know where the next tracks on the animal that you're tracking are, so that you can come back to them quickly. Otherwise you tend to get lost and flounder, and we really don't want to lose this animal. Oh look, there's the body, it's literally right there. Okay, this is a road deer rest zone. That's not super helpful to us right now. That's okay. Because once we pick up this corpse, how long do we have? It's 2:12. That's probably not enough time for us to get to any of the other rest zones that finish at 3. It might be a good amount of time for us to slowly make our way up to this area. And yet, hopefully, we only need 1 deer at that. I'm going to get my tablet out so I can check the mission progress does update as we go along. Red deer, where do we get it? Yeah, so I thought that we were looking at it sort of from this angle, and we were actually looking at it from this angle. It's a bit difficult to tell, but you know, a straight sort of center of mass shot tends to do the business, especially with a quite powerful gun. Yes, we're at now 2 out of 3 on our quest, so it's doing well. We're doing well. We are hopefully on track to be finished with this tonight. Ideally, I'd also like to get the wounded bison, but that's like a number 10 in this series of quests, so it's not like if we don't finish this quest line today, that's chill. I'd much rather work on getting the other ones towards being finished than closing out other side quest lines early. What I think is interesting is this is a wounded bison, apparently, according to the mission. Where is it? Hang on. Yeah, wounded bison. Now, typically, at the end, if you get a special one, it's typically something fancy like this one, which gives you an albino fallow deer. So the fact that this doesn't seem to be special, and in fact seems to be perhaps even less easy, less difficult than the special one you might normally get, I find to be interesting. In Leighton, you got stuff like the Were Coyote, which is a guaranteed diamond coyote. I think you got a guaranteed diamond elk as well for different side quests. So finding a fallow deer, an albino fallow deer, as being the reward for one of the storylines didn't surprise me, but just a regular old wounded bison, I'm a little more surprised by. Oh, hello. Who's that? Oh, there's a red fox, was right there, made no noise whatsoever, and then fled. Whoops. It's a bit difficult to see at the moment because got the fog. The fog is a hard counter to night vision goggles. Running into 3. This one does. Oh, that might be another. Oh no, that's going to be the same rest zone, isn't it? Never mind. Although it will be worth stopping by to have a look-see as we go. Just in case anybody's come back while we were away. It's not likely, especially given the time, but it is technically possible. And would make our lives a lot easier if they had. But they are, of course, all downwind of us, though. So even if they are there, the chance of us actually getting one isn't particularly high. But heading this way now will help us be less upwind of the area later. So, as detours go, it's a fairly worthwhile one. I am not seeing. Oh, Jeebus! The fox and coyote noises pretty much always spook me when I hear them. They always make me jump. Okay, wherever that fox is, I can't detect it. I'm gonna blow my fox hooter. Watch out, this sounds horrible. Just in case I can somehow convince it to head my way. But I'm not expecting anything. No, okay, there's no one here. Again, not unexpected. There's a ground blind, which by sheer coincidence has like perfect coverage of that area. That will potentially be very helpful to us in future, I guess. If we ever need to hunt more red deer for a different quest. Yeah, okay, that was the noise of him running away. I never saw him. It's often the way with foxes. Oh, here's something else though. Oh, that's the fox, okay. That's not the gun I meant to grab. No, okay, there was some sort of a hill between me and it. It was kind of worth taking a shot, I suppose, seeing as he'd stopped, you know. Not to worry. We wasted an ammo. I'll reload it. This thing is a pretty big magazine size, actually. I hadn't noticed. But yeah, onwards. To the next spot. I don't typically... So a lot of people, when they play this game, they like camp need zones. They just sort of go to a need zone, shoot all the animals there, and then reset the time to the start of the need zone. And do that on loop for ages. I don't do that, but need zones are very helpful for some things. They're good for paying attention to. You know, even if you're just a casual hunter, when you're in it for the grind. That's one of the things you'll have seen as I wander along, because I spend a lot of my time playing this game just sort of wandering with only a loose goal in mind, and I do pick up all of the need zones I see as I go along for exactly that reason, because they are just so handy in the right circumstances. Particularly when you have quests like this one, 2 balls from a ground blind, because you have to set up ground blinds in advance. You can't just plop them down and then jump in them and then shoot something. You have to set them up in advance, because setting them up spooks all the animals nearby. Knowing where the need zones are is pretty much vital to your success at getting any of those quests done. That's a rest zone that we already know about. I think that is the other red deer rest zone, right? Yes, but they're not here anymore. Doesn't look like anyway. If there was anyone here, they probably also fled at the same time as the other zone when I fired my gun. There's a little bit of open space ahead. It was worth a pause and have a look. It's not unlikely that the animals from this rest zone will have then... Hello? A red deer mating call, you say? It's not unlikely that the animals from this zone will also then have gone on to be the ones at the next zone I'm coming to. Not very far away. If I can get that male red deer, then that would be immense. That would be amazing. Oh, who was that? Okay, there's some bison over there. Something just snorted at me. I don't know what it was. Oh, that was a red deer as well. Okay. Hang on. There seem to be red deer in lots of different places near us. What's most important is that they're somewhere I can see them. Shoot them. Otherwise, it's all useless to us. Hear footsteps approaching. Oh, he's just behind that hill. Nope, I need to go prone. Okay. I need you to just be a little bit closer, sir. Or possibly... Oh, hands of a bison. That's not good, they'll crush me. Okay, I think he's turned around and moving away. No, okay, he's coming towards me. Okay, I think I hit him a bit high. But we got him. I think that might be quest complete. Hopefully there's Bison left. Sometimes they can aggro when you fire a gun. So it's important to check. It's important to check. I think, if we're super lucky... Well, not a bad male red deer. I don't actually get male red deer very often. We were a little high for the heart, but we were like square in the middle of him, so I can't be too mad. Oh yeah! Mission complete! Oh, and look, last time we finished a night shoot mission and we got a ground blow mission, and I think we've just finished a night shoot mission and we're gonna get a ground blow mission. I like the blinds to cover you from the sun. It's just really cozy having your morning coffee in there while waiting. Harvest 2 red deer down from at least 100 meters away and from a ground blind. And that can be anywhere. So that's nice. That's a lot easier than the cornfields one, where we have to shoot them in a specific location. But seeing as it's still nighttime, and we have exactly one night mission left, I guess we're going to go to Ernstov Cave and finish off Bandari's side quest line, which is very exciting. Where is this cave? It's over here. Oh, we've not got any fast travel points near it. So we might be in a little bit of a rush. Wait, is that a... No, that's not a fast travel point. Okay. But yeah, hopefully we'll get here in time. If not, it's not the end of the world, but hopefully we will. Might be cutting it a bit fine. We'll see. We've got 1 kilometer to travel in about 2 in-game hours. That should be okay. Considering we're able to cover sort of a few hundred meters in 15 in-game minutes. I feel like we should get there with about an hour to spare of in-game time. But again, like, it's not super desperate that we do this specifically tonight. So, like, if we get distracted by something, that's chill. I am very pleased with our ability to get that quest done today. I went into today thinking this is going to be really rough. We are probably not going to get all 3 done. We're going to only get like 1 more out of the 3, and we'll have 1 more to do tomorrow night. But actually, we've done okay. We've handled ourselves pretty well. This is a shame, because this is an outpost right next to this lovely... hello. Open field. And I was going to say, normally there's no animals in it, because they get spooked when you fast travel in. But apparently, today we're fine. I do wish the spot hitbox was a little smaller, because I can't check on that behind Bison to see how good it is. So I'm going to just shoot this one. Obviously, you heard the click there as I tried for a follow-up shot. You don't get those with the 7mm. But there's no reason to sort of faff about. It hasn't gone down yet, but Bison are pretty tanky, and the 7mm is the smallest gun that will actually shoot them properly. So we might have a bit of a follow on our hands. We'll see. Hello? We definitely got the hit on, because I saw it get staggered. It hasn't gone down, though. So it probably wasn't a good hit. Gotta find some blood marks, which is going to be tricky. Hello? Blood? Is there blood around anywhere? I mean, if the thing doesn't die, then to some extent there's not much point following up on it. But I actually can't see any evidence that I hit the thing at all, which is surprising. Because I was fairly confident that I did. Oh, look, there's blood. Wait, did I see blood? No, maybe I just saw droppings. No, there is blood. It's over here. Okay, apparently I managed to miss all of its organs. I'm not quite sure how, but I did. So I'm going to assume that it's not going to die. And if it does later die, we'll see it blow up some pressure on the map and come back for it. Normally, I'd give chase and try and, like, shoot the animal again to make sure it dies, because it's not nice to leave animals just sort of floating around with bullets in them. But we are on just a little bit of a time limit. Also, chasing bisons is pretty difficult. They're a lot faster than you. So I'm afraid that one's just going to sort of have to grin and bear it. Now, I'm assuming we're going for the actual cave itself, which is probably here. But the bison could be anywhere in that area. I don't know how flighty it will be. Oftentimes, the animals that are given to you by quests tends to have a little less responsive AI. But sometimes, like the diamond black bear that you get at the end of one of the latent quest lines, he's actually significantly more sort of nervy than a normal animal. He starts just running away from you at full tilt as soon as you get within spawn range of him. Like as soon as he appears, he's just immediately leaving. And tracking him down and following him is pretty difficult. I followed him for many kilometers. Actually, I followed him for many kilometers twice. Because you meet the same bear in two separate quests. I can't remember what happens if you do shoot the bear in the first quest that you see him in. I think something happens, but I don't know what it is. Obviously, I didn't. I was just happy to get this picture. Yeah, I'll just double check. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that bison isn't going to die. We have had some red deer through this way. I've also just realised that the story of this questline is that, like, some people have hit bison with their cars or shot at bison very ineffectually, and that's why we sort of got to go and clean up their mess. I am the one shooting bison and just leaving them with bullet wounds. I'm not any better than these people. I can smell toast, which is concerning. It is probably simply that someone is having some toast. That is the usual reason for being able to smell toast. I saw some rest zone markers over here, so even though it's a bit off track, I do want to go and pick that up, because I don't think they're from this zone or this zone. I think this is a new one. Right, who sleeps here? This is a bison rest zone. Good. Not super unexpected. But that's a different bison rest. And that's where they rest before they rest where they were when I shot one. That's their early evening nap. When they get up, they have a little wander, and then they have a late evening nap. I don't think that's normally how animals work. I don't see why they wouldn't nap in the same place for both naps. But, yeah. Gotta have some gameplay in your game. Okay, since we saw those bison, it's been fairly quiet, but that means we're pretty well on track. Oh god, it's been like half an hour and we're not yet half the distance. We might be cutting it quite fine to get to this area and then find the bison. Because we're pretty slopey here. I'm not sure if it's sloping up or down. It's a bit difficult to tell. I think it's sloping down that way, but I'm not sure. No, it must be sloping up that way, surely, because there's a mountain over there. But yeah, either way, the terrain might be slightly awkward to navigate. And we've got limited time left while it's still night. So, it's not a guarantee that we're going to get this quest today. Oh, hello, who's this? A roe deer. And about 100 meters. Amazing. Wonderful. Just tiny pop, dead on the spot. Exactly what you sort of hoped for. How good are you? You are only a bronze, but that's chill. We got a nice double lung. Couldn't really ask for more. Hunting with an air rifle feels conceptually strange. I think because it's very different to the air rifles I've used, because I've only sort of used, like, sort of sport shooting air rifles, and only recreationally, and only, like, once or twice in my life. But they have, like, little pellets that look like shuttlecocks, almost, and they're not... You know, they're designed to be the sort of thing that you can fire, you know, sort of a few tens of meters, and you'll probably find it difficult to actually kill someone with, because they're designed to be used by scouts and children. You know, you don't give someone like that an actual proper gun that works. So yeah, they are very different. Where is that noise coming from? There's a fucking red deer over here? Oh, there's loads of red deer over here. Hello. Are you gonna... No, I need to make sure you're actually not behind a tree, and I can't do that. No, okay, it's moving too fast. Okay, we missed our shot on the red deer. That's a shame, because I didn't know they were there at all. And then we spooked them. Hello, who's this? A roe deer, eh? No, I hit the ground. I thought he was on my side of the hill, because I could see him through... Oh no, I did hit him! Wait, did I? No, that's That's the light from the arrow, never mind. Under the night vision binoculars, it looks the same as blood. Yeah, I thought he was on my side of the hill because I was sure that I could see him, like, above or through the grass. But I guess not. So we just shot a hill. And hills are quite difficult to kill with arrows. In-game time check. Nearly 4 o'clock. Jesus, we are cutting it pretty fine. What I don't know is what happens if the game spawns the animal in while it's still nighttime, because I get close, and then it ticks over to be not nighttime before I take the shot. Or if it ticks over to be not nighttime after I've taken the shot before I've picked up the body. I don't really know about either of those things. Because what I really don't want to do is, like, bug the quest out. I'm assuming that's unlikely to happen. I'm assuming that even if I do mess up somehow and I get the kill on the animal but it doesn't count, I assume that the game will just spawn a new animal for me the next time I'm in the area. But that's not a guarantee. Ugh, big stretch. Ugh. Just tapping up for a sec. Have a look at summon. Not to worry. Yeah, either way, once night has ended and day rolls around and we've either bagged ourselves a wounded bison or not, I think the next bit of the stream today, possibly the end of the stream today, I don't know how long it'll take, will be going around setting up some ground blinds around the various different areas. See if we can get ready for those pigs and deer? 2 red deer from ground blind. 2 boars from ground blind. Yeah, okay. Because we want to get the ground blind ones set up, because they're definitely the most awkward missions to do. And also because these are the ones that have follow-on quests after them. So the sooner we get those done, the sooner we unlock the quests that come after them. I've been mostly sort of avoiding main mission quests. This one had just sort of come along instantly as we shoot pigs. This is just 2 female bison in Rindland. I don't know which bit Rindland is. Okay, Rindland is this whole area. There's a Foxy Loxy somewhere behind us. I'm not going to turn around for her. Okay. Less than an hour remains. I don't do well with, like, actual in-game time limits, but this isn't a real time limit, because this is something we can just come back to whenever. So I'm fairly chill about the possibility of missing out on this, to be honest. I'm sorry, I'm very snuffly today. It's partly the allergies and partly it's the changing weather. Always mucks around with my ears. And it's when I'm snuffly, it's normally actually my ears rather than my nose that's the problem. I could stand up and sprint. I don't particularly want to. I theoretically could. How much farther is it from here to the cave proper? Well, it's another 300 meters or so. That's pretty far. We might not make this today. We'll have to see. Yeah, especially with the terrain being wonky and annoying, because there's a big old slope up to me left. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But because there's a big old slope to my left, there basically won't be any animals over on this side of me. So at the very least, although that's not a good thing, like it does at least mean there won't be any distractions coming from like a whole half of the map relative to where I am. Okay, we're basically at the border now. So let's plop a waypoint down there. It's about 350 meters from where I am. We can cover that in 3/4 of an hour. And if we, if we spot the bison from 100 meters out, then we need to travel 250 meters. And so on and so forth. We're unlikely to walk straight up to the bison and shoot it in its face. I also realised my arrows. What arrows do I have on? Okay, I do have the correct arrows. Oh, do I have? I definitely now have the correct arrows equipped. Because the big arrows are basically only good for bison, and the small arrows are basically only good for birds. And then every other animal in the park, you want to shoot with the medium arrows. Which is why I refer to them as the take-all-comers arrows. We've officially crossed the boundary. Good start. I want to take as short a line as possible. But, like, as long as it's this steep, that's really not possible. And also, I still don't know exactly where the bison's going to be. Given that it is a wounded bison, it could even be on the road somewhere. Which means if I head off-piste to the actual cave proper, I will miss it. What does the mission log say? Sorry, excuse my sniffing. Might be aggressive. Okay. Well, I mean, if it charges straight at me, at least I'll know where it is. I'm hoping I'll be able to cut along here. That this shading on the map is sort of meaningful in terms of where it ends. There might actually be a slightly leveler path. Like, that looks more traversable. But I don't know how far that goes while still being traversable. And again, it might not be on the path. It might not be on the cave even. It might be on the road. Although the road doesn't extend very far into this area. We can see basically all of the road that is within Ernsdorf Cave. We're 250 meters away now, but we're not going to be getting closer because we're traveling almost perpendicular to the way the actual cave is, which is a problem. It does look navigable over here. So I'm going to cut off from the road, go across country. Of course, the closer we get, the more and more important it is to not be making loads of noise. Because, like I said, I don't know how the AI is going to behave on this animal. And seeing as we are at an end quest, if there's ever going to be a difficult to get bison, it'll be this one. Although the description makes me think that actually the difficulty might come in just not being gored by it. Which is a kind of difficulty I'm much more on board with. I think I'm much better at sort of running and juking while shooting at a thing than I am at sort of spotting it from 300 meters out and actually hitting it with a shot. Okay. No bisons just yet. We're under 200 meters away now. We've got half an hour left in game, which is not very long in real world terms at all. I think that's about 5 and a bit minutes in real world time. So we have to get there pretty darn sharpish. We can't afford to faff. We definitely can't afford this hill to be as awkward as it is. And the bison could be anywhere near us right now. It could be on any side. I'm just assuming that it's at the actual cave structure, because that's the sort of the centerpiece of this location. But yeah, like the one at the bridge wasn't on the bridge, it was just near the bridge. How far? 150 meters. Pretty bloody close to the cave. 20 in-game minutes. About 4 real-world minutes, I think. No sign of a bison, though. Not good. Could be further in. This is such a nice sort of little hollow. This is where I would have put it. Don't think we're going to get up that hill in time. But hey, at least we'll grab the other point of interest. And when we come back tomorrow, we'll have like the whole night to look for this damn thing. Tomorrow, by the way, is in-game tomorrow, not real-world tomorrow. Real-world tomorrow, I'll be playing some Pokemon Colosseum. Doing an exciting Nuzlocke. Yeah, this is horrible. Terrain ahead of me. I've got to go up a massive slope. And Call of the Wild, or the Hunter Call of the Wild, because the Angler is very different. But the Hunter Call of the Wild has yet to figure out that humans can in fact climb hills. See this? See this nonsense? As I'm trying to get up quite a gentle slope, I have to be standing up and making lots of noise. And jumping, which makes even more noise, and I still can sort of only barely navigate. Oh, shut up, you. I'm busy. Seriously. Seriously, this is what I'm stuck on. It's a tiny little lump. Right, if that bison is here, it'll be long gone back. What? Oh, there's nothing even there! Or here. For me to be stuck on. Now I've slid into a hole. Because the game is programmed by idiots. What? Why can I not get up here? No, okay. We just can't get up this hill. I don't know how you're supposed to get to the cave, seeing as this is the way to the cave. I don't know what the game expects you to do, but either way, there won't be a bison there. We've got 10 in-game minutes. That's like 2 minutes. Tops, real-world time. There definitely is not time to see, shoot, and harvest the bison before night ends. Which is really frustrating. Really extremely frustrating. Because at the end of the day, I was within 50 meters and had time. It's just that the game can't handle hills. Ah, we have a Boom Boom. Welcome, Boom Boom, to, as you say, the Wall of the Child. Okay, there is a very, very loose outside possibility there could be a a bison literally like on the other side of this rise. Oh, I see it. I see it. Draw the bloody bow. Oh my god, it died. Did we get that in time? It's still night time. Did we get it in time? Okay, European bison. It's only a silver rank. It's not anything special. It's not even a special color. Oh, straight through the heart. Somehow managing to bypass the lungs. Oh my god, we did the mission! After all of that! We did the mission with 3 in-game minutes to spare. Oh my gosh, that was closer than I expected it to be. Right, well, that's all of the faff was totally worthwhile then. We didn't get to even see the bison be worthwhile, be aggressive, because we got it straight in the heart. This is... Why is this Speedbird Castle? I think you've got the wrong sign here. Ernsdorf Cave. Let's try this again. Situated in the western part of the reserve, should not be entered by just any curious amateur. Well, that sucks for you, because guess what I'm about to do? Spelunkers are fascinated by its deep and dark tunnels inhabited by, amongst other animals, the Olm, or Proteus. They're usually found in more southern parts of Europe. Oh, the Olm! The Olm is very cool, if I remember correctly. Hello there, everyone. Apologies for that. OBS just, I guess, decided it didn't want to live in the same world as Mozilla Firefox, and so it crashed when I opened up Firefox. I was going to show you guys an Olm. Let me see if I can get some window catcher up. Not that, that's the chat. There we go. Yeah, so this is an Olm. These boys. Disproportionately elongated head with gills. They're kind of cute, but also, like, very, very ugly. But they're sweet. There's not really very many good pictures of them here. There we go. The front part of the Olm set. Is that really the best picture you can do, Wikipedia? But yeah. So they're sweet. I think it's really cool that they're in this fictional cave. Anyway, let's shut that down. Get on with the actual game. You know what we're sort of here for. Yeah, I'm gonna wander into this cave and possibly die. Oh, have they put up barbed wire in front of it? Oh no, wait. Okay, I can get around it. This might be illegal. What I'm doing, I'm not really sure. It's very pretty, but also extremely spooky. You can't... Oh, look, it goes very deep, doesn't it? Hello? Someone on the ground? What's this? Entry added to codex. Look like a dog tag. Hirschfelden, artifact. Ah, yeah, there we go. World War I US dog tag. The Pepe Pig, I think. We are back. Okay, wonderful, amazing. Wait, does that mean you guys didn't see the Olm that I pulled up on screen if we only just got back? Sad. Oh, it's the whole... No, the Olm. The creature that's supposed to live in this cave. It's a bit like an axolotl, but derpy. Okay, I don't think we can actually progress in here. It's very difficult to see. But yeah. Cute! Cool cave. Love a cool cave. Alright. We got missions to do. Let's figure out what we're doing. We've got to set up some ground blinds at the cornfields. If we're lucky, we might have ground blinds already set up there. Oh, no, that's up here. I've got ground blinds set up at these fields. But not to worry, because we've got a bunch of spare ground blinds over here. And we probably don't need that tent either. So I think today we're going to fast travel over. I'm going to turn the volume down for you guys because I'm about to pull out the quad bike. And the quad bike is loud as anything. It will destroy your ears if I don't put down the volume for you. So I need to grab my backpack. A large backpack. I need to call on my quad bike. And dismantle this tent. Get on the bike. And then just sort of do a lap of all of these. I'm going to start with these two and then get these two later because I'm worried I'll just sink the quad bike. There we go, and over here. And what a lovely morning it is for it as well. I always say this, but the game is very pretty. Even if it was made by people who don't understand how to make hills. Exhibit B. Really? Really, game? Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Gonna pull down all of the ground blinds. Actually, we might leave one. Which of these two do we want to leave? We'll leave that one. I think that's in a fairly good spot. We'll pull down this one. Dismantle, oh, for God's sake! I have space in my inventory, really? Okay. Portable structures, tent. Okay, already. Okay, I need to set up the tent somewhere so that I can empty my inventory so I can carry the tent. Oh, hang on. There we go. It doesn't need to last for long. Access cache. Storage. Okay, we've got Hirsch variable on currently. So we can just dump all of these weapons and stuff out of our inventory. There we go. Dismantle this, so we don't need that anymore. I keep pushing buttons expecting to be able to sprint, and like, I'm already sprinting. Sprinting's just not very fast. Okay, next, down here. Now, there's like a not inconsiderable possibility of us dying as we go down this hill, so ugh. Oh my god, that's pretty steep. Just take it slow. Ooh. There we go. No deaths. Oh, am I stuck? There we go, okay. Dismantle. Can I get back up to my quad bike? Would be ideal. Okay, those were set up for the Fox Quest. If you remember the awful Fox Quest that took us like 5 streams to do, that's what these ground blinds are from. Oh, I can't really see where I'm going. I just realised I was just kind of driving into bush. This is a pleasant enough little field. I vaguely remember this place, and the awkwardness of this ground blind trying to look down on the beach didn't really work. And we ended up being like surrounded by animals that we couldn't really see. Okay. I've actually got on that, but I probably don't want to be on this anymore. Are there any other ground blinds around that I don't think I need? I don't think so. I think those ones can stay. We probably don't need all of them, but they can stay. We should hopefully have plenty to cover this cornfields area with. Now we're after pigs. So we know there's a rest zone for wild boar there. And we know there's a feed zone for wild boar there. The other thing is we need to be at least 100 meters away from some deer. Which doesn't have to be from these ground blinds, which is one of the reasons why I'm leaving those ones up. But if we can be 100 meters away from any deer up here... wait, what deer does it have to be? Specifically red deer. Okay, I don't think we have any specifically red deer up there. That's fine. That's a hunting stand, not a ground blind, right? I'm gonna put a waypoint there anyway, just in case. And we're gonna fast travel and then grab our bike again. Because even though we're sat on the bike, it doesn't fast travel with us. We have to call it separately. Constantly pushing buttons to try and sprint faster, and there is no sprint faster. Okey-doke. Right. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Uh-oh, don't crash. But yeah, this is so much faster when done by quad bike. Like, I basically do all of my redeploying stuff by quad bike. What I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this house to fast travel to this end, and then I'll put the tent maybe somewhere up here to give me somewhere I can fast travel to on the other side in case the wind is blowing to the north. Where's that then? Over there. Oh, I can't see because I've got my night vision goggles on. There we go. A bit late now, they're all gone. Never mind. Where's my bike? Bike. It is at once a great shame, but also a massive mercy that we didn't as a society collectively decide to name quad bikes Quakes. Because we could have, it was right there. Or quadcicles. Right. Oh, shut up, you. I was making that noise. Okay, I think this is going to be one that doesn't count. I'm going to build it anyway. Yes, it is indeed one that doesn't count. That's a shame. Where do I think is going to have good visibility of the boar zones? The boar are in... not this field. Oh, that was a tree. Bim Bim says your hometown would have been overrun by squaddies on quaddies. A terrible fate, for sure. Oh my god, I'm trying to navigate and I'm just not doing well. Yeah, so I'm thinking like this corner might have a good view on a bunch of different fields, including the one that has the boar feeding zone in it. But, actually, it has no view at all of that field. Which is a shame. I need to figure out where you are. You're on level 1 currently, okay. Can I at least get a spot that will see these two fields? Answer: no. Because Apex, in their infinite wisdom, have decided that, for the most part, you can't put things under trees. Can I see that field? Like, at all? There's one field. No, not really. Okay. Is there anywhere I can put this? Oh, what about there? Does that cover both fields? Right. Lovely view out into that. Decent view out into that. Okay. I think that should probably be fine for covering these two. And actually, has not a terrible view of that one either. So we're going to take that as a win. We'll dismantle the other one. Oh, it's raining. I've said this many, many, many times before. I love the sound of rain on tents. Who rests here? Pheasants rest here. Interesting. I could leave this one as it is. It does have a better view of that field, but I don't think it's a better enough view of that field. And we only have a certain number of structures that we can put up. Okay. I'm going to want to cover that zone, but I want to have a look at these fields first. And see if there's another good spot to put down the ground blind. Also, it's really annoying. You can't quite look around enough while you're on the quad bike. Well, see, this is a good spot up here that I bet I won't be able to put one down. I can put one down. Hello. Can I, see that field? I can see into those two fields from here pretty well. And back into that field that has the zone in it. Honestly, that's a really good spot. I'm going to keep that. I probably now don't need one to cover these two fields from there. I'm going to drive up to here instead. What's this? That landmark is Old Muller. Oh, that's the tree, right? The tree has quite a good commanding view of the surrounding landscape. So if I can pop something under the tree, that might be a really good spot. That tree there, that's Old Muller. It doesn't look like an old tree. Hello. I don't have any guns on me. I'm sorry, I can't shoot you. That's a shame. Right, getting up here might be a little awkward, but I'm fairly sure the field of fire afforded will be worth it, if and only if I can put down a ground blind that actually covers the areas. Right, so we've got a moderate view of the one behind us. No wait, where's the one behind us? That's the one behind us. Moderate view of that, not an amazing view. Good view of over there. Great view of this field in front of me. And yeah, okay, I'm pretty happy with that as a spot. Okay, now where? Possibly up here? See if I can cover these fields. Yeah. Also check out what that point of interest is, because that might also be a ground blind. Oh, the pheasants actually eat here. Let's get that marked on my map, so that I know where to come back for them. Oh no, this is a pig-eating spot! Even better! Like 8,000 times better! Wow! That's right next to that ground blind as well, so that'll be great news. So, must be... I can't see where the front of my vehicle is. I'm sure he won't mind me driving across all of his corn crop. I think he's harvested it already, I'm not really sure. It certainly doesn't look alive, does it? Okay. This is another stand, isn't it? No, this is a ground blind. Okay, wonderful. So this is, if you don't have the ground blinds DLC, this is where you come to shoot pigs from. So that's marvellous. We love that. Now I just kind of want to put one or two more up somewhere over here. Particularly I've got to look out at this sleep spot. Which is active from 10 until 2. So actually fairly soon. Oh, hello. Somebody sleeps here. Fallow deer sleep there. Good to note. Okay. Through the bush. Right, there's Old Muller. So we have a moderately good view of this area anyway. But I think the pigs will be over there. So I might want this corner might be a good spot to put something down. I can see into that field over there. I can see into this field where Old Muller is. I can see across to where the pig sleep zone is. How many more of these do I have? Okay, I've got one left in my inventory that I can put down easily, and then I have to buy a couple more. But buying a couple more shouldn't be a problem. Might want to put one on the far side so that I can sort of see them and get to them from either side, depending on whether I start from the north or the south. But only if there's going to be a spot for them. It's going to be the real tricky bit. Finding somewhere that I'm allowed to put you down and has a good vantage point. There we go. I think that's pretty chill. Okay, right next to the river here. I need to find somewhere to put this down just so I can buy some more ground blinds. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Ground blinds. Timber. Let's buy like 5 of them. We're not short on money. There we go. Are they in our inventory right now? No, they are not. Okay, give me that. I don't think fowl blinds count. I've never tried. Because they're relatively new to me. Oh, I need to pick this up as well. Okay. And yeah, I want to put something down, possibly up here as well. Just so we have 3 sides on this rest zone covered. And then something up here, and then a tent up here, and maybe also ground blind up here. Yes, I maybe have slightly too many ground blinds in this area for, for what this actually is, which is shooting 2 pigs. But oh, look at the water on the road. That looks so nice. Just when you're going past. Also, I love how this doesn't turn off when you get off it. Yeah, somewhere up here. Looking down that way would be ideal, but I'd like to get both if I can. Can I get something up here? Perhaps? Oh, don't think I will be able to, no, okay. Oh, there was a spot here. I don't think it's a good spot. Can I see anything? Over on the right. Where this is now. Honestly, more than I expected to be able to see. So I think I'm going to take that. Yeah, okay, we're going to take that. And yeah, I want somewhere up here, ideally, that covers this field and maybe these two. And basically, wherever these pigs are when they come, there will be nowhere for them to hide. What time is it in game? It's nearly 7 in game. So we've got plenty of time until that zone becomes active. When do the feed zones happen? That one's already finished. That one doesn't start till the afternoon, evening. Okay. Ow. Right, we've got a big rock here, which isn't great for visibility. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to put something up here? No. Okay. No things up here, I guess. We might have to double up on ground blinds to cover these different field areas. Will I be able to put down the ground blind at all? Is another important question. Oh! More structures of this type are not allowed. I've actually maxed out my number of ground blinds. Well, that's fine. I guess we'll just... How far away are we from that? We're about 200 meters from that, okay. We'll just plop down a tent then. Boop, there we go. Yeah, there was a reason why I went around pulling up lots of ground blinds beforehand. I probably actually don't need all 3 of these. I probably only need 1. So I can go over here and grab these 2. Let's do that. Sorry, this is very much now like a logistics stream, and has been for the past half hour, but it's important to get these things done. Actually, one of these need zones, but before I pull up all of these... That's a red deer. That's a red deer. Okay, maybe... We'll keep that one. We'll pull up these 2. I think. How far away? 200 meters. I can go like that. Look, especially as it's a hill. Oh, quad bike! No, don't go this way. Go that way. Oh, look. A rest zone. I've probably already spotted this one. Just in case. Oh, and we have a Love Angel in the chat. Welcome, Love Angel. How's it going? Here you are sure sticks were made of woods, not whatever Ludgy is. Oh my god. Dear lord. Welcome, Love Angel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you are having more luck climbing hills than I am, if you have been out and about. Gods cannot help you. Oh. It's a good thing the logistics stream happened while you were on the panicked hunt for Pedro. Oh no! Is Pedro missing? That's a disaster. Ba-ba. Okey-doke. Okay, you found him under the technology. Marvelous. Excellent news. God, this is rough terrain. I can't believe I walked over this terrain like 5 or 6 times looking for foxes. Dismantle. Let me on my bike. Thank you. Where's the other one? That's not what I meant to do. It's over there. Uh-oh, okay. I was worried I wouldn't be able to dismantle it. That's fine, right. And then we fast travel back up here. But we can put one down at least, and then we'll move the tent to somewhere slightly further away. Right. Now, I want somewhere that can ideally seal 3 of these fields. Oh, that might be a bit too behind the rock. What do we think? Probably. Lovely view of that one. Mediocre view of the other one. Okay. Is there anywhere else? Well, I suppose I've got 2 of these left that I can put down. So I could just put this somewhere that has a slightly better view of this field. Like, say, there. Yeah, okay, I think that's acceptable. Where's my proper tent? There's my proper tent. I need to grab my quad bike and then dismantle the tent. Garage. Quad bike. Dismantle tent. On bike. Drive up. There's about 200 meters away. There's about 200 meters away. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And yeah, hopefully this series of ground blinds will be able to net me both the ground blind objectives. But if not, I've got the others that I can use to go hunting for deer. And actually, that's probably where I'm going to head off right after I've fixed my kit. Okay. Right, so we got all of these on. Right guns, right ammo. Scopes, callers, binoculars, marvelous. I should have checked to make sure. I actually, yes, okay, the carrying capacity is right. It has successfully gotten rid of my backpack. Annoyingly, it hasn't saved where all of my weapons are. That's fine. Air rifle, 7mm, tickle comers. Hyperion on both rifles, rangefinder bow sights on the hawk edge. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Okay, wonderful. Let's turn the volume up for you guys. Now that I've stopped making horrendous noise on the quad bike, let's turn the volume up for me, guys. Now that I've stopped making horrendous noise on the quad bike. Interestingly, we're not inside the map area here, but we are inside the Mullerfield cornfields here. So I don't know quite how that's working. I don't know if we'll get any animals spawning this far up. Theoretically, the fields go quite a long way up. But the map is weird because it has like 4 different boundaries. This is true of all Call of the Wild maps. So you have this boundary which marks the edges of the region. And then this boundary here exists on the map, but I don't think it has any defined purpose. I think it might be it defines like the edge of the area that you can like see as lit up, which tells you that you've been there. Because you can see that line gets sort of cut off here. And then that isn't... Not only does that not line up with the region map, but it also doesn't line up with this boundary of what on the map is coloured in. And then there's the actual boundary of the map over here, where the map actually ends. I don't know why they made their map this way. I also don't know what this line is. This is an interesting line. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Actually, that's not true. It's a lot of a mess. Right, so these red deer zones, they're for nighttime, so they're over now. Do we know of any red deer zones in this area? They'll be there at 5. I don't know what red deer are doing at this time. 7 o'clock. Roe deer drink at that time. I don't know if they're going to be drinking or eating, because that depends where I want to go and look for them. I could look this up. I could Google it. That's 1 o'clock they're eating. The map still unfortunately has no like filtering, so you can't just be like, okay, I want to see only this species and I want to see only stuff that's like at this time. Ah, okay, 10 o'clock, they're resting again. My god, these guys love their naps. Red deer. Okay, they're currently drinking. So I need to see if any of my remaining ground blinds that I've set up are near water. That one kind of is. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the others are. I've just dismantled all the ones that were near water, because they weren't near any known red deer drinking zones. I guess we can go over here. Have a look at this. See if anyone's drinking nearby. It'll take us a moment to get there, because we also dismantled the tent, but that's fine. Was there an animal right in front of me when I just fast travelled? I have a suspicion there was. Whoops. If so. Oh wow, it's actually like 1 kilometer away. That's further than I'd realised. But not to worry. Also, what a weird spot for the fast travel to put us. I thought it would put us in the middle, but no, it puts us outside the gate. Like we've been dropped off from school. Anyway, although we are ostensibly looking towards this mission right now, in practice I think this is just a bit of a time for us to sort of chill out, cool off. We've had a successful stream already. I don't know what this is. Where is that? Peter Saint Tower room. Okay. I've been there, but probably only once. Not something to be too fussed about right now. Just take a nice stroll through the damp, thuggy German morning. And you'll have to excuse me for yawning. Just a sleepy little guy. You know that. The thing, of course, is going to be, if I see red deer, do I want to shoot them? Or will I in fact want to leave them, with the hopes of shooting them from a ground blind later? The answer is almost certainly going to be shoot them. But it's worth thinking about. Okay. Let's see if we can get that foxy. I feel like we haven't successfully shot a foxy in a while. Maybe that's wrong. I'm not sure. But it feels like it. Certainly foxies are tricksy. Very, very tricksy. No, I wanted the map. There's actually a thing over here. Guess we can go towards that, give it a look, see what it is. We might be moderately close to wrapping up Hirsch, so Oh, hello. Bunny, 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 bunny. I don't have the right arrows on for bunnies, that's for sure. Inventory. Ammo. Oh, hurry up. There's Bunny gone. Do you have any idea how rarely I see the bloody bunnies in this map? Almost fucking never is how often. Uh-oh, he's going indoors. I hit him. I don't know what's happening to him, but I hit him. Hello? Hello? Rabbit? I can't pick him up. Okay, he was still where his body was, I guess. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, I almost never see the rabbits. I see the rabbit hills. I almost never see the rabbits. Are they called rabbit hills? They're probably not called rabbit hills. But yeah, so it was nice to get one of those. Actually the rarest thing for me to shoot on this map. Because yeah, they have the things of being quite like spatially limited in where they go. Extremely small, so that you don't see them. Extremely quiet, so that you don't hear them. And I often don't have the ammo on for them. Burrows, there we go. That's a much better word than rabbit hill. The other question is, what time is it? Okay, we are going to get to where we're going before 10 o'clock. Don't know if there'll be any deer there. But there might be. You never know. I could also actually be looking for what pigs are doing. But I'm fairly sure it doesn't really matter what the pigs are doing right now. Because it's not like we can go look for the pigs. The pigs have to kind of come to us. Hello. Okay, I need you to sort of stop, please. Oh, there's a couple of you, actually. Okay, you're a level 6. The other one is a level 4, so you're the one I want. I need you to stop. And not behind a bloody tree. Got him. There's the other one. The other one's running. Oh, there's another one. Oh my god! I hit him in the middle of his cry! Jesus! God! I just cut him off! Oh my god! That, for some reason, felt harsher. Well, okay, I can't really say that we've not hunted foxes successfully then. Jesus. We can speed up. I was just momentarily taken aback by my own brutality. Hello. Oh wait, no, there were only 2, and you're just one of them, and then the one that was running was the other one, maybe? No, maybe not. Where'd this one go to? Maybe there were 3. Oh, I managed to not hit any organs. I don't know how I managed to not hit any organs, but I did. I think it's died. I'm not certain, though. What's your bleed rate? Because the air rifle is not low bleed rate. Yeah, the air rifle is not the most powerful gun, even for the class 2s. Ostensibly, you can hunt deer with the thing. I'm just like, I can't imagine an air rifle that can take on a deer and do more than sort of slightly bother it. Even though I know that it is technically possible. If we can just come within range of this thing quickly. So we can just get it marked off. Okay. It's a hunting stand of some kind. We don't need to come back to that. I hear footsteps. Probably fox footsteps. Oh, okay, he's running. Came close and thought better of it, I guess. But yeah, the nice thing about the air rifle is it doesn't spook animals in as wide a radius, so you're much more likely to have things like just happened where the other fox doesn't run away immediately, or that fox there can like actually run up to you not long after you fired a gun, because it's nowhere near as loud. So it has a real advantage. Unfortunately, it doesn't do what the bow does, which is also decrease the amount of hunting pressure it generates. Be kind of everything. Just gonna keep following these tracks for a bit. How are we doing on damage? Okay, we're on the half. We are, by chance, heading towards this little lake, which isn't the lake I was intending to be heading towards. But I suppose going down to it, and then seeing if there's any red deer having a little zippy sip, wouldn't be the end of the world. Seeing as we've done a bit of logistics this stream, I might, when we come to the end of the stream, I might see if we can go in and sort out my trophy house. Where did I hit you? Oh, I could have sworn I'd hit you just right, but I was actually a bit off. And we have Matthias, CHR220 in the chat. Welcome. How's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're doing some chill hunting. Had a bit of a rough night. You wish you were better in this game? It comes with time and practice, and it's sort of a light enough game that, like, you know, if you scuff a few shots here and there, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we had a rough night. I managed to get a Bison quest to kill a Bison at night with 3 in-game minutes to spare. So after power walking sort of a kilometer or two. What am I looking for? At the moment, not really anything. I've got a bunch of ground blinds that we set up that will be for shooting pigs from for a quest, and possibly some deers if we can find some deers up there. I've got some ground blinds down here to shoot deers from, but right now the deers are drinking. So they're not going to be near any of my ground blinds that I have set up. Oh, hello. Yeah. The deers will be drinking there, specifically. So just sort of mostly going to look to see if I could spot any drinking zones that I can set up on. I suppose you turn around for me, would you? That would be great. Oh, hello, you're a big one. Yeah, unfortunately, I guess they must have smelt me. I'm sort of going downwind. I'm not really going the way I was planning to go. Just kind of wandering a little bit after I shot some foxes. Hello, I hear more animals. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Up, 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 up. Okay. That... When I wanted the deer to come to me, I didn't want them to come to me quite like that. Still, we know there will be a drinking zone down there that I can go and pick up. If we're lucky, there will be other peeps drinking here. But, I can see and possibly even shoot from across the lake if I'm extra lucky. There we go, Red Deer drinking zone. So we know this is maybe a spot that I could set up a ground blinds to come for. If I want to. We'll try for now to work with the ground blinds we've got. Okay. They've sort of slowed down once they get over there. There's the level 5. There's the level 7. He's 200 meters out, which is a slightly awkward distance, because I don't have a zeroing for that. He also still hasn't stopped moving. It's possibly because he's a level 7. He's quite difficult to get. On purpose. Yeah, 200 meters is like just that awkward distance away where it's not a very good lineup for a 300 meter zero. Now he's 250 meters, that might be better, but I don't actually be able to see him. Yeah, it's not a very good lineup for either 150 or 300 meters zeros. No, they've just pushed through that wall of vegetation there, just to where I can't quite see them from. That's a shame. Oh, what have we got over there? We got some bisons. 300 meter bison shot is not something I think the 7mm Magnum can handle. But if we head over that way, to where we saw the bisons, maybe we'll bump into the deer coming the other way. If they decide to do like a little lap of the lake, then get back to their drinking zone. That would be very funny. If not, we'll still have eyes on the lake the whole time. So if they do come back and they're sort of moving a bit more slowly because they're not actively running away from me, maybe we'll get lucky. You never know. Ah yeah, we're just gonna be walking for a bit. Keep a lookout. I don't need to obsess over it, which is a shame because I'm good at obsessing over things. Got plenty of time until their drink zone ends. So I don't know that it's possible that they'll come back. Especially as I didn't fire a gun or anything, they just detected me. We won't see anything while we're in these bloomin' reeds though, will we? What I especially don't get is, why am I not like in the fully concealed thing when I'm in those reeds, the same as I would be in like a good tree? Those reeds are far more concealing than any tree. I can't see a thing when I'm in them. Yeah, I don't know where they've gone. That's a shame. Okay. So we have a level 3 female. I think I saw a bunch of level 3 males. I don't know if I've seen anything bigger than a level 3. We're coming into a moderately good range to shoot at them from, though. Oh, what is that? That's... Oh, there we go. There's a level 3 male. If I wasn't using the 7mm, I could probably snag both of those. As it is, I think I'm going to go for one or the other. Well, she's still 240 meters distant. Let's the lying down one. Get out of this tree first. There's the lying down one. Oh, he's not lying down anymore. He stood up. Ah. If I trusted the hitboxes on those trees. Okay, I think I'm going to take the shot from here. important to remember to aim significantly further back than you think, because they have a massive, like, beard, basically. Okay, you're stood still. No, you're not stood still anymore. You are now stood still again. Okay, hang on. No, she's just turned around. I'm being a bit slow and cumbersome. Okay, I don't think that hit her. It might have gone over because I was actually zeroed to 300 meters. Because I'm like, well, that's sort of 200 meters, or like I say, it's an awkward spot. You don't really know which one to zoom from to zero to. But I did get one death, so I'm fairly happy about that. I'm fairly confident that must have been a vital hit. I don't think I would have got the death if it wasn't. I'm gonna put on the big arrows just in case they're still here. And I burst out through these bushes. Doesn't look like it. Boris. Okay. Brown. Very easy. Single lung shot. Bit high, but it's okay. Oh, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine and dandy. And yeah, we definitely won't be seeing those red deer now. Not now that I've fired a gun. Unless they wandered back over there. Well, I wasn't looking. I do not think they did. Hello? I hear someone. Oh. Okay, it's the red deer. I need to put my other arrows back on, hang on. You need to sort of stay still, ideally. Okay, or not. Are there gonna be more of you? You're still stood over there. Doing a little slidey teleport to be sneaky. Okay. Let's give it 2. See if I can convince you to wander over a bit more this way. Perfect. Well, I don't normally like shooting an animal that's moving quite that fast, but I think I led that fairly well, actually. Not unhappy. Yeah, I'm very happy with that shot. Nicely done. Okay. Well, we didn't get either of the big males, but we grabbed a red deer. Can't be too cross. Double check if anyone else has gone to the lake shore. Like that deer that wandered past us. Don't think so. Okay. Might blow my horn again, just in case the presence of those two means the herd is nearby somewhere. Because I would be very keen in grabbing that that level 7 one. If he's about. It's a road here. Spin through this way. I think no. Unless I stumble upon their tracks. and decide to follow them. What time is it in game? 8:58 in game. We've got about an hour left before they stop drinking. So there's no point going to any of my ground blinds yet. To some extent, there's not much better to do than follow them. But I wouldn't expect following them to be very productive, especially as they are going now with the wind. Meaning that they will definitely smell me before I get nearby. That's a ground blind up there that I made. I wonder when I made that. I wonder why I made that. That's a roe deer. Might be more productive. To go for that roe deer. That we know exists, that might now, even as we speak, be heading towards us and our little squeaky toy. Across what looks like it's going to be quite a nice open area as well. If you ask me, Dizzy, how do you want to hunt in this game? I'd probably say something like this. That is assuming the deer actually arrives. If not, then just forget everything. Ah! The deer has indeed arrived. 90 meters is a bit far for a bow shot, unfortunately. How do I want to hunt in this game? Well, I'd like to have a nice open field and an animal that has declared itself in advance and is sort of coming slowly towards me because I've been able to attract it with a caller. That's how. Hang on. I really need him to be sort of a bit more stationary. Oh, and I'd love to be able to be at a range where I can use my bow and arrow so that I create less hunting pressure as well. So basically, pretty much exactly what just happened. Those are the times that make me feel good about my gameplay. I often feel like I'm a bit bad at the game. But sometimes all the stars align, it's just like, yes, this is perfect. The only thing that could have been better if I actually got an actual heart shot, but we were close enough. Nice. Very happy with that. Which way? Which way shall we go? Carry on, in case they've come back. I don't think they will have. I think we should probably stop bothering them. Looking up here. We know red deer will be around at 5 o'clock. It's very far away. God, there's another red deer rest time. My god, they spend all of their time asleep. They eat in sort of the afternoon. And they're going to be resting on the other side of that hill. Alright, that's fine. Okay. Well, I'll go for you anyway, seeing as you've announced your presence. Yeah, I don't know if any of them are going to be sleeping in the fields and places near where I have my ground blinds up, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, because those are both nighttime sleep zones. I can't remember when the pigs are here at 5. Oh, okay, yeah, there'll be a red deer sleeping there moderately soon. Pigs will sleep here also from 10 o'clock. Okay, so 10 o'clock is really the time to be up there. Oh, hello. Stay still. Perfect. Thank you. Roe deer are pretty easy targets. They're definitely the easiest thing to hunt in this reserve. I don't mind. It's nice to have like something that's easy and some other things that are harder. You sat and listened to me grumble about foxes for enough streams. Right. Bing. Straight through the middle. No trophy, but that's okay. I'm not really in this for the trophies. Like, the odd diamond is nice. Fancy colours are nice. But we're just kind of here to enjoy ourselves. I'm continuing up this hill. There's no need to continue up this hill. I just sort of want to see what's on the other side of it at this point. I suppose, is there any other objective that I think I could easily get to within about 10 real-world minutes until 10 o'clock and game rolls round? That should be the real question I'm asking myself. You know, are there any random question marks that happen to be near to houses? Maybe that one. It's about 500 meters from a house. I'm going towards this bison. Bison, as you know, are a tricky bunch because you can't call them. I feel like if I just stand in a field making angry enough noises, that's basically what bison sound like. That should be enough to attract them on their own. But yeah, I'll wander towards where I heard them. If they are still there, then so much the better. Particularly as this might be a napping point. And they do tend to linger around their napping points. For obvious reasons. That being said, I'm not seeing anyone. So that call that I heard might have been there. Alright, everybody wake up. It's moving time. Call. Which for folk dancers is traditionally done on the bagpipes. But I guess bison don't have bagpipes. Okay, no, they weren't here just very recently then, because this one ends at 4. Okay, Bisons, where are you? The sort of the problem is without a caller, I have no real way of locating them, other than hoping they make a noise. You know, if I walk a path and I'm 2 meters off of where their track is, or in this case I'm sort of about 20 meters off of where their track is, then I just don't ever see them, and I'm left wondering what happened to those phantom bison. Now, luckily, they're upwind of me, so they at least won't smell me coming. Let's put on the big heavy arrows for the big heavy cows. Yep. When I remember, after changing ammo, I immediately switched to the weapon, because then you can get the changing ammo animation out of the way. But I rarely remember. Okay, you're up there. You're behind a tree. No, give me the... Oh, sake, give me the distance. Oh, he's moved. He's moved. I don't know if I hit him at all properly there. Oh, I hear more footsteps. So there could be other bison nearby. There was one, disappearing into the trees. Right, did I hit you at all? I did hit you at all. Did I hit you well? No. No, I did not. Uh-oh. Hello. Who's this? Hello? Oh. You gotta be wary with bison, because they will aggro you. Oh, okay, he did go down. It was a rubbish shot. Oh, I hit a non-vital organ. Okay. It wasn't that bad of a shot. What happened was, I was trying to push the button to range, and because they've changed the button to range, I don't have the muscle memory for it. So I'm hammering away at E, realise I'm hitting the wrong key, and adjust my finger, and I ended up hammering away at the 4 key, which is the hotkey for my bow, which I was already holding, so nothing was happening. It's just a really bad decision that they made to change that rebind and make it so you can't set it independently. I don't know where this bison has gone after being shot. Oh, hello, here we go. There's some blood. Right, where did you go from here? It's all this way-ish, okay. There we are, okay. There's the trail. We are going to find a body at the end of this. And then it'll probably be about the right time to fast travel over. One second. Okey-doke. We're under half health already, actually. That's pretty good. For a very low bleed rate, that's pretty good. I'd have a look out as we go over the grass, just in case there were other bison nearby. Does not appear so. I do beg your pardon. Oh look, there's a body. Oh, he really didn't go far, did he? Let's set up where we're going to be going. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to head this way, I guess. Where did we get you? Oh, we weren't very far off of a vital hit. In fact, I would argue that that line does in fact pass directly through the lungs. Like, I'm not going to pretend it was the greatest shot ever. It wasn't. But I feel like I was on target. Still, it wasn't particularly like fancy or special bison. It doesn't matter that we didn't quite hit the vital. Just double check, because we've got a bit of a slope here. Double check if there's anyone at the bottom of it. I don't think there's going to be. But bison are quite intrepid. I feel like bison navigate the sort of the funky slopes a lot more than the other animals do. Deer are less adventurous. No, there's no one down there. In fact, there's barely even a there to be down. That's okay. Alright. 9:58. Perfect timing. Off we shoot. To where we were a while ago, but now we're being super sneaky and not having a quad bike. We're going this way. Now we've got 45 minutes left of stream time. That probably should be enough to go from kind of one end of this area to the other. Maybe not fully in that time. But I imagine we'll have a fairly good idea of if there are going to be pigs or not, at least. Oh, look. I think I spy another one of Apex's patent phantom trees. I'm not quite sure though. It might just be that the texture's a bit wonky at distance. I feel like this has been a very productive stream. I'm quite happy. A nice big wide open area here. So it's worth keeping an eye out, even though we are quite close to the fast travel point. No one yet, but it's okay. We're not at the good spot yet. It really matters very little if we. Oh, hello. I was about to say if we see no one. Never mind. We've just seen someone. I need you to sort of stay still, really. Would be kind of ideal. Or failing that, if you have to move, can you at least move Dizzywards? Oh, I see you. I just... Okay. Gotcha. Well, wonderful. Like I say, roe deer, they're not too challenging most of the time, but I don't mind. I like having something to hunt that I can hunt reliably, despite being slightly incompetent. Ba-ba-ba! Straight to the heart. I was using the wrong ammo? Oh no, I was using the big arrows. Whoops. Let's switch those off. Guess I must have had those on when I was bison hunting. There we go. Right. Anyway. Sorted that out. Good that we know now, rather than when we're trying to shoot a boar later. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think that's a new type of funky texture problem that's happening over there with those trees. I don't think that's the classic phantom trees. Who knows what causes it? Okay, we're well past 10 o'clock now, so which one's the 10 o'clock boar? You're the 10 o'clock boar, okay. So we have to go a feral distance. You're the 10 o'clock red deer. Do I hear footsteps? Yes, yes I do. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Boop. Oh, hello. Boop. Wow, that was a big yump from you. Okay, I got the female but not the male. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, that was nearly a rubbish shot, but we just about managed to clip a lung. I was a bit panicking because he was right up in my face. So long as we're only using the bow and arrow, I'm not too worried about creating the hunting pressure. Bow and arrow hunting pressure goes away very easily. Here's something else. I don't know what though. It's quite far away. It's only on the edge of hearing. I think it's in this direction though. Somewhere. Can't be sure. I wonder if maybe I should have set up a ground blind on this edge. Oh, there's a foxy somewhere over there. Can't see it, unfortunately. And there is one. Yeah, I wonder if I should have set up ground blind at this corner. So that when I'm approaching, if there is something in that field, I don't have to cross the field before I can shoot it. I heard the foxy, I do not see the foxy. Pick up a feed zone. It's a fallow deer feed zone. Okay. Right, eyes open. Because there could be pigs resting, and deer eating. I think it's deer eating, right? I'm looking out for? No, deer resting. And also pigs resting. Okay. Paladin mating call, we're currently not that fussed about. Suppose I can back and for it just on the off chance. Fox is around somewhere. It thinks it can hear me. Darned if I can see it. Oh, I guess it was over there. Okay. Didn't sound that close. So far, the fields are empty. I wonder if that fox was the footsteps I heard before. Ah! Oh, this is a fox sleeping zone in the mornings. Good to know. They're such tricky things to get. It's always, always, always good to know where the fox need zones are. Have a yell for the foxes, in case we can convince that one to come over here. That, I think, is a Rodius call? I'm not sure. I'm not great at identifying them from sound. Like, it was definitely a deer. But I'm not good at fallow versus red. There's a pheasant 8 billion miles away over there. But I will not be shooting today. I can say with some certainty. Ah, there is La Foxetta. Unfortunately, my air rifle won't go that far. I'm pretty sure it's too far away to hear the caller. I thought I'd give it a blow just in case. Somebody's been eating here. It's good. The more time we spend around here, the more need zones we pick up, the better. Oh, okay, there was a fox coming towards us, but it made no noise, did not give itself away, was completely unseen, and then ran away. Wonderful. Roe deer also eat here in the mornings. Not particularly surprising. Right, from this one we're then moving on to that. Ground blind. I'm going to pop my head in. I don't think there's going to be anything I can see and shoot from in here. But I'll give it a look just in case, particularly in that field we haven't seen yet. I don't like that it turns you around and points you towards the exit as soon as you come in. Well, there's geese over there. That's level 3 goose. That might be the highest rank a goose can get, in which case a possible diamond. But I am not going to make it over there. What's that? That's a roe deer. That's within shooting range. Okay, we'll go for the roe deer. If I can remember where it was. Over there somewhere. There's a bloody tree in the way now, of course there is. Wow, okay, that's tricky range. Hang on, I'll squeak. The slight problem with the air rifle is it's not very good range. I don't know if either of those roe deer are coming to me. I was thinking, oh, hello. Nope. Too high. Okay, I don't know how I'm... Okay, I hit it. I don't think I hit it well, but I hit it. Okay, I don't think I hit that one well either. But we got some shots off. I don't think either of those have gone down, so I don't think either of them were good shots at all. A bit unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not used to firing the air rifle at such range. Maybe it just doesn't have the power at that range as well, actually. Like, even if it hits, and even if it's on target for a vital, which I'm not sure if it was or not, can it actually... That's a no organ hit. To find the other one. Find some blood. That's not been hit. Yeah, okay. I don't think I hit the organs on either of them. So I'm assuming they're not going to go down. I think it might be that they just doesn't have the penetration power at that range. Because if you, like, not only does it only 0 to 100 meters, if you look at the ammo, it says its effective range is only 50 meters. So I'm using it 3 times. Okay, no, one of them died. That's an extra problem because I don't now know which one died. It would help if I found the other blood splat, I think. Okay, I think it's this one that's died. It's blurry enough that it could even be both. I think it's this one that's died. I have to figure out where it went. Is not ideal. I think this is an earlier track. Yeah, that's an earlier track. Sort of looking around for anything purple in the nearby vicinity. And it's coming up empty-handed. This is the part I particularly hate with tracking stuff in the Call of the Wild, is the tracks just sometimes disappear for hundreds of meters at a stretch. And it almost always happens right after where the animal was shot. It then just stops making tracks for a while. There we go, I think it's these. Okay, this is the opposite of the way I really wanted to go, which is very unfortunate. So we're just going to sort of power our way over here. Add a run. Because the other thing, of course, is that we don't know for sure that this is the one that died. Which is exceptionally unfortunate. Really bad planning by me. Oh, hello. There's a red deer here. You're going to be spooked off. That's okay, because I'm hoping you'll go towards the fields and be shot there somewhere. Unless you happen to be unusually large, in which case I'll shoot you right now. I'm sort of a bit busy right now, although you guys are being unusually stupid. Okay, as soon as I draw the bow, they're like, oh, hang on, this is a bad idea. Yeah, this is going to take us quite a while to track down, so... I know I don't normally run in this game, but we've got something we're normally supposed to be doing, and this is gonna take forever. I don't think the other one's died. So the fact that we're under half is a good sign that it's gonna be this one. Oh my god, we are going absolutely miles away from where I want to be though, aren't we? And the trailer's sort of stopped. Okay, there we are. Yeah, this problem is even that far away, the animals are already hearing me and running away. That's why I don't run in games, in this game. I actually should have double checked to make sure he wasn't the injured one. Hey, what though? No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can hit you. I definitely don't need another bloody wounded animal that I'm sort of faffing about with. Okay, we found the body. You are not fleeing at a very... Oh! They both went down, and they both went down luckily right next to each other. Otherwise, I would not have found them at all. That's nice. So where'd I hit you? Okay, yeah, you are just about on target, but nowhere near enough penetration. Then... There's a female right there, over there, okay. And you... You're a male. Ah, you were just about off target. You would have been a gold as well. You don't see a gold roe deer very often. Massive shame. Massive shame. It is going to be significantly faster if I fast travel back. And I might run to the edge of the area as well. Because we've gone so far out where I wanted to be. I think if we run up to there, we still won't spook anyone who's near where that... where that ground blind is. It's not ideal. But at least we picked them both up, after I thought there was only going to be one. We could have just left a dead deer lying around, which would have been awful. So, you know... Can't complain too much. What the hell? What? What animal is this? What? 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 Where did this deer come from? What? It's lying right next to its blood, but there's no hunting pressure that's centered on this. Like, there's hunting pressure over here, but that's sort of... That's up there. What? What? Hello? When did I shoot you? This is the one that I shot... What? This is the one that I shot with the wrong bow. But there was only one, wasn't there? Why are you here? Oh my god, am I gonna start seeing the bodies of things that I've already killed, like, popping up everywhere I go? Is this how it becomes a horror game? I'm not sure I'm ready for this to become a horror game. I don't understand what happened. I think the game just was upset. I don't remember shooting a second deer there. I think that must just be the game being janky. Sounds so upset and confused. I am... moderately upset and more than a little bit confused. I heard a pheasant. I suppose I'll put on the pheasant arrows, just in case the pheasant happens to pop up. Well, I heard something running just then. Oh, there you are. Hello. Nope. No chance. Absolutely no chance. The thing about pheasants is you have to shoot them while they're on the ground. While they're in the air. You can't shoot them while they're on the ground, or they don't count for the trophy. Which is silly. But it leads to me doing this sort of run and gun strategy. Just like, I heard you, so I'll run over here. If I happen to spot you flying, I'll take a random punt at you. As it is. I think whichever one I heard. It's now buggered off. I don't see it flying. Yeah, anyway, okay. Let's crouch down. We're in the cornfield. Let's head to where we were supposed to be going. We've only got 20 minutes of stream left. So we're going to be coming back next time. Oh god, we've used up so much of the time that I had available, the in-game time. Luckily this is a 4-hour slot, because we've used 2 hours of it. Running around hunting roe deer a million miles away, and then... Wait, I had a prompt, I had a spot prompt. That's a track prompt, never mind. Yeah, I've used it all up chasing roe deer and then bothering red deer. Firing wildly into the air after pheasants. Can you imagine though if I did hit a pheasant with a bow shot while it was mid-flight? I would be in... No, that's probably not true. But I would be very, very pleased with myself. I'm more pleased than I am currently with my throat. There's dying a death again. Hello. Oh, the pheasant's just on the other side of the bloody hill, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I should probably take off my pheasant arrow, actually. I don't think I'm going to use it. There we go. Unless these goose decide to just land on top of my head. Not literally, but like, it has sort of happened that a bunch of geese have just come into land right next to me. And then been very spooked to discover that the entirely human-shaped human creeping across the field... Sorry, I think I just punched the mic. Was in fact a human. You know, shock horror. La gasp. I think these geese are thinking about it. They're quite low. Look how many there are as well. God almighty. Bloody animals. I probably could have actually popped them out of the sky with a shotgun, actually, at that height. I don't think I will be able to at this height, but... Cause they are... It's really difficult to tell. I think they're a couple 100 meters above me? I'm not really sure what that number was flashing to. But yeah, if they get lower, they might actually come within shotgun range. Which would be funny. Alright. I don't think there's going to be anyone at this ground blind. I think our best bet is going to be the ground blind after that, which is this one. And then that ground blind is going to be our first chance at seeing anyone who's over there. I have to remember that if it's red deer, I need to shoot them from over 100 meters away. Which means if they're 99 meters away and I'm stuck in the ground blind, I can't shoot them, and obviously I can't do anything to make them go further away without, like, spooking them. So I'm just going to have to sort of sit there and fret impotently at them. Okay, we're in distance of that now, so I'll put the waypoint at the next one. So I'm set up. Hello. Oh, I thought that was like the backside of a bison. It's a sign. I was like, damn, bison thick. No. It's a 60 mph speed limit sign. Oh dear. They are really thinking about coming down into this field. It feels like I move so slowly. I mean, I am moving so slowly. But gosh damn. This is one of the reasons why I think that timing games should move at real world time. 1 minute per minute, as it were. Okay, I think this is our first look at that field. So there's a possibility for things to be in it. I'm not expecting them to be, but it's possible. Right, where did we come in? We came in from there, so let's check behind us. Nice rumble of thunder in the background, which we love. No one over there. Okay, now check ahead of us. Anyone around? Anyone at all? Is this field completely empty? In the immortal words of Kate Bush, you bet your life it is. Yeah, okay. I think both of these fields are currently empty. Right, so now we're off to Old Muller. The big old tree. And we set up shop underneath. And he'll give us a fairly commanding view of the surrounding area. And I might... I don't know. Do I think it'll be worth checking out all of these and running slightly long on the stream? Honestly, I think the answer is no. I think once I've checked out that one. So if it takes us slightly longer than the 12 minutes we have left to go and check out both of these ground blinds, then I'll make sure I check out both of these ground blinds. And take any shots from them that come up. I think it's fairly safe to assume that we're probably not going to see any more things worth shooting for the rest of today, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we might overrun by a couple of minutes. But that's fine. And of course, remember for tomorrow that I'll be around at 8 PM British time, streaming some of the Pokemons. One of my favourite Pokemon games of all time. I love it so much. I'm utterly terrified about nuzlocking it. So if you want to see me quiver in fear and take zero risks, it's that. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but there's different ways that people do Colosseum Nuzlocks. And I feel like I've probably chosen the hardest way. The hardest way of doing a normal Nuzlocke. So without introducing like special rules like hardcore Nuzlocking or whatever, I think I've probably chosen the most difficult way to do it, but it's the way that feels most authentic to me. So it's gonna be possibly even scarier. But one of the things I am gonna do is I'm gonna be playing with the guide open, which maybe feels a little bit like cheating. Oh, hello, who's that? Red deer. A red deer. That might be visible from my ground blind. Perfect. Hang on, wait, where are you? Oh, 2 red deer. Okay, there's a whole bunch of red deer over there. I'm gonna plot my marker on them. Pray to Jesus that that's more than 100 meters away by the time I get up there. Also pray that I can actually see them by the time I get up there. Because if not, that will be excruciating. Right, okay, yes, that's definitely got to be over 100 meters away, I'm fairly sure. Because it's about 100 meters away now, and I'm not even in the blind. It's looking like it might be in range. Oh, old Muller. You sly dog, you. Yes, it's within visual range, it's over 100 meters away. I'm going to have a quick scan around to see if there's anyone else who can be shot. Oh, it's not looking like there is. Okay, marvelous. Right. Oh, there's a male in there. Right, okay, they're about 100 meters distant. Do I think I can get a good shot on that male? Oh, you heard the click of death! Again, when I forget that I've only got a magazine size of 1. Blast. Still, though. Fairly confident we've got him. Oh, he's not dead, though. It's an awkward angle to shoot from. I might have mucked it up by going for the male. I think if I'd got a vital hit, he would be dead already. Am I gonna have squandered that chance? It's more likely than you think. Where are we going? Oh, I think I've mucked it up. I think I managed to not get a kill shot. I've snatched defeat, as they say, from the jaws of victory by going for the big one. Right. There must be blood around. Because I did definitely hit it. There's blood. Oh, it's not a lot of blood. No organs hit. He's not died. Okay, we're going to assume that he will remain not dead. And we're going to go to this other ground blind. Cry slightly. And if he dies, then we at least know where his blood splat is to start tracking him from. That one over there, that's a Canada Goose spot. Okay, our ball spot is further away. So there's a small possibility. Oh, he did die. Okay. Well. There we go then. We won't get whatever trophy score he was. Do we know? I don't know what trophy score he was. Let's hope he wasn't a good one that I've messed up. Because the thing is, normally when they're in an awkward position like that, I might try calling them. But if I call them, they come towards me. And that doesn't count for the mission. You know? Oh, there were pigs over there. Oh, I wasn't expecting there to be pigs over there. I didn't even consider putting something up to cover over there. Oh, no. Un disaster. Again. Un autre disaster, in fact. Well, I'm not sure where I would have put ground blinds over here. We're not going to visit the other ground blind now. We're going to pick this guy up and then call it a day in the hope that when we come back in, they might have returned to their rest zone. If we're extra lucky, this guy might even have respawned and returned to his rest zone. I don't know how the game handles spawning, like when you start and end a session. It's not the best note to end the stream on, but like it's progress towards a quest, and we got plenty of quest stuff done already, so I'm not downhearted in the slightest. There's a lovely lake over here. Does fallow deer live here? Interesting. Annoyingly, they don't seem to have any zone here. They're just sort of standing around. Yeah, very low bleed rate. Not ideal. I was sort of hoping, if nothing else, I'd be able to hit his spine from that angle, but apparently not. I must admit, I do sort of feel like even the best scope in the game isn't quite as good as I really need it to be. I always feel like I need a bit more zoom. That's the thing I didn't actually consider, of course, is this area does go up to the lake shore. I'm going to just spook off some people. Yeah, this area does go up to the lake shore, so I could actually have tried to set up and look for some red deer drink zones. Right, there was someone over here. Where are you? Where are you? Sorry for the spamming in and out. That's how you get the spot. Okay, there's the fallow deer drinking zone. Marvellous. Let's have a look at this body. Okay, you had an alright set of antlers. And whether they hit you... too high. Much, much too high. Yeah. And off-center to actually hit the spine. And nowhere near on target to hit the neck. Just kind of sort of the worst of all worlds. But I'm pretty sure it still counts for the quest, right? It's one quest. Yeah, okay. He's still counted for the quest. So it's not the end of the world. He wasn't such a special, amazing red deer that we were worried to mess him up. I'm quite happy with how that is. So, I'm about to close down the game. You are all about to say goodbye, Dizzy. And I am about to send you off on a little raid, poos, I think. Depends how many of you there are. But yeah, that's going to be it from me for today. So I want to say a big thanks to everyone for coming along. I've had a real blast. I hope you have too. Who is streaming right now? Let me see. Oh, interestingly, Fiona is streaming, even though I wasn't expecting to. Fidelity is streaming. Lime is streaming. You know what? I think I'm just gonna call it there. for now. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock British time. Oh, hello. We have a love angel in the chat. There we go. I totally forgotten that you were still around. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna call it that. See you all tomorrow. Tatty bye. Bye.